Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Before we go into details, please like my video and subscribe, thank you. Why a Dogecoin crash won't matter. Summary: the star of this crypto bull run is Dogecoin. It could also be the fall guy of a subsequent crypto crash. Brand power is everything in cryptoland, and Doge has it to the max. It is embedded in the consciousness of the avant-garde investor, trader, redditor, audience. Dogecoin will be big when the next boom comes around. If Dogecoin crashes and burns, it will be a great time to buy a million. Dogecoin, Doge USD, the meme-based cryptocurrency, has risen x50 this year and was up XS Event 5 at one stage. It is the poster crypto dog of the crypto universe and has made many brave, clever or lucky people rich. Will Dogecoin reach $1? So, will Dogecoin reach $1? Well, Musk is due to appear on Saturday Night Live on May 8th, and he has hinted that he will be discussing Dogecoin in some capacity. If this is the case, we really wouldn't be surprised to see Dogecoin reach $1, such as the billionaire mogul's following. The short-term momentum behind Doge is clear, so if you want to invest in Dogecoin, now could be an opportune moment. First, a confession. Back in 2018, I bought over 1 million Dogecoin, because I had, at the time, a strategy to buy a portfolio of at least 1 million units of cheap coins I liked, and to hold them forever, or until they hit $1 a coin. In 2018, after the Bitcoin crash, if you remained a believer, it was an amusing strategy to play with. In the end, I only did this for Doge because I couldn't find other coins I thought had even the slightest chance of future worth. Instead, I dollar cost averaged into Bitcoin and later Ethereum. I sold the Dogecoin for just over a Bitcoin. I sold that chunk of Bitcoin for about $40,000, not the $400,000 to $500,000 it would fetch now. While we never count the losses we have missed, it is hard not to count the big profits one has foregone. Darn. There, I feel better. Still, X10 via Bitcoin is pretty good. I'm not cut out for the hodl, live in a tent until I'm a billionaire model. If I had held, I would have bailed somewhere over 20C anyway. You will find me singing the praises of Dogecoin last December, if you flex your Google enough, when it was just shy of 1C, but I can't claim to have imagined its near future would be quite so remarkable, and for me, once cryptocurrencies seemed expensive, it was out of that segment and into DeFi and the NFT. Nonetheless, the star of this crypto bull run is Dogecoin. It is also quite possibly the star of the future castigation of crypto when it crashes from the "told you so" Captain Hindsight brigade. The key crypto thesis for me is that in 4 years from now, Bitcoin will be a lot higher than it is today because the Bitcoin cycle is driven by the 4-yearly halvening cycle when new supply is cut in half. The only thing to threaten that picture would be a draconian global regulatory clampdown. A clampdown will come, but I do not believe it will be global or wielded to kill crypto. It will just be governments moving in to grab increased control on a giant money spinner. When the halvening does its magic, the whole crypto space will repeat what we are experiencing today. As such, the game for me is to pick long-term winners to stash away for that time. I think we will get a crash first, so for now I'm holding back. But I don't need a crash because once I'm bored of being wrong about that slump, I can start hoarding away for 2 or 3 years for the next big event. So, what has this to do with Dogecoin? Cryptocurrencies are all about brand, and Dogecoin brand is now top 3, perhaps even number 2 beyond Ethereum, which after all is still not a mainstream brand unlike Bitcoin and now Dogecoin. What a cryptocurrency needs is excuse me, currency, and Doge's brand gives it that and the liquidity needed to act as a medium of exchange. The store of wealth, unit of account use cases will develop later when the price volatility settles down. But it is ironic that some argue against crypto being a store of wealth when they have instead been a giant creator of it. Dogecoin's brand is all it needs to remain a top crypto indefinitely, and with a 5% supply inflation its issuance is not as scary as some people suggest. This dilution doesn't come close to the recent printing of USM1 and is likely soon to be lower than the real, fiat, inflation rate in many countries. Even before the massive PR tidal wave pumping the Dogecoin brand all over MSN struck the Dogecoin meme into the consciousness of the mainstream, it was already a viable cryptocurrency. That's because it was always, as I wrote last year and as far back as 2018, embedded in the consciousness of the avant-garde investor, trader audience that's typified by the Redditors that have brought so much calamity to the apple cart of stocks, which as we know, only ever go up or go boom. This audience is not going back to their joysticks. This is the generation that has repopulated the stock market since the cull of the dot-com crash cremated the last generation of tyro stock pickers. While this generation will likely be pruned back by future hard lessons in how markets really operate, the remainder of this cohort will have crypto as one of their core investing and trading interests, and Dogecoin will be front and center in their minds. Once you embrace that the revolutionary asset type of crypto is all about brand, you can feel comfortable that Dogecoin will be big when the next boom comes around. Some will continue to live in that tent to wait out the next cycle, while some, like me, will dangerously attempt to market time a crash. Yet fundamentally, Dogecoin with its targeted 100 billion coin maximum can be, and likely will be, that mythical $1 a coin sometime in the future. Even if you are no wide-eyed crypto believer, this does not seem such a brave statement with the world printing money like it's 1923. I always look at this to remind me that numbers have bases and that time and again the order of magnitude changes, and not necessarily in a good way. Guys, thanks for listening to me. See you next video.